Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
Yeah, thank you. I just want to say first, all glory to God. Without him, I am nothing.
Power the shove, Member Nation! We will see you on Saturday afternoon! Riley Meister gets the point!
Back into left field! Say goodnight to that baseball!
This is another one! It's back-to-back jacks for KSU Tuscarawas! He's the point, and it's alive! Hanson pushes it over! Unbelievable! We play on! It's blocked! We're tied! We're tied! Unbelievable!
It is a beautiful morning for baseball at Skeeles Field on the campus of the University of Akron. This field renovated 5 years ago, back in 2021. Some big renovations done to this complex, adding the turf field and, of course, the press box here. With that in mind, it was here for two purposes. One, for Akron Zips baseball, but two, to host some great local tournaments, and that is what we are doing today. This is the Elite Midwest Classic on SmeeSports in partnership with the 965 Midwest Tournament Challenge. Of course, today, our focus, at least for now, is going to be the Elite Midwest Classic, but not overall today, as our focus is one big tournament, the Kent State and Akron Invite number 2. You go back to what we saw on Wednesday. Scouts upon scouts at some of the pool play games. In bracket play, you'd have to think it'll be a little bit more than that. But we'll see what happens later on today as 5 great teams make their way to Akron to do battle on this championship and this Father's Day Sunday. First pitch comes in for a ball at 8:32, and we are rocking and rolling in downtown Akron. Should be a relatively cool day at the ballpark, as I believe the high is supposed to be around 78 degrees, and we won't get to that temperature until around 4 p.m. today. Of course, the saving grace with that is the clouds that are expected to roll in at around noon today. But as of right now, the sun is going to be a factor in watching warm-ups. A couple of the players did kind of have to shield their eyes with their gloves in their arms when going to make a catch in the outfield. The 3-0 fouled on back, and off the pole it goes. First swing, first pull shot of the day for either team, As in the leadoff spot, it is Hunter Miller, the EH for PressOn. The rising junior places high school ball for Berlin Highland. The 3-1, a good take high. I guess there was one more in there that they did call late, so should be full. In the on-deck circle, after Miller, it goes to Ethan Miller. And that one's caught on the foul tip. One up, one down. Jason Branch gets his first strikeout of the day, and that'll help this number 3 seed Premier moving forward. I would say for the rest of this season, this is going to be one of the biggest discrepancies in games played. This will be game number 5 for PressOn, game number 18 for Premier. PressOn currently sitting at 2-2, Premier 12-5. Good fly ball deep to left center field. Ethan Miller can't get it to get down. Hinton legs it out in left center and makes the grab for out number 2. What a snag out there from the left fielder. Batting in the 8th spot today, but making up for it in the outfield with one heck of a grab. That ball gets down easily extra bases. You always have to look at this team with the power that they possess. Think of Berlin Highland, Garraway, Waynedale, a lot of those Holmes County schools. They bring a lot of power. They pack a heavy punch, and that was a great example of it. But Premier's defense showing some good signs of class early on. A strikeout, and now a really good job in left center tracking it down. And looking at the rest of the Premier defense today, it is Branch on the mound, Seidner behind the plate, Parker at first, Sefcik at second, Imke at short, Leozo's over at third, Hinton, as we mentioned, in left, Patton is in center, and Sapesi rounds it out in right for Premier. Count now sitting at 1-2 on Brooks Bezzosi, the right fielder. For Premier in the bottom of the inning, Sapesi, Sefcik, and Seidner due up. Premier looking for a 1-2-3 inning, but won't quite get it. Bezzosi will wear that one, and Will Beachy will now step in the 4 spots. Looking at the lineup today for PressOn, it goes Hunter Miller, Ethan Miller, Brooks Bezzosi, Will Beachy, Trey Miller, Tanner Ulmer, Colton Taggart, Eric Schleybaugh, Kendrick Mast, and in the 10th spot, Lucas Miller. Premier today only batting 9, PressOn batting 10. We'll see if that does impact the game at all today. Good pickoff attempt, but not in time. Back to first. We're going to have to see that a lot today, but as we saw on Wednesday, a couple of bad throws, and you're looking at some free bases and some free runs that you did not need to give up. Again, throwback again, not in time. I think right after hitting the batter, you needed a second to kind of reset on the mound. You've had 2 throwbacks. This is where you go and attack the batter to try and get out of this inning. Runner, though, will go, and this ball is going to get behind Seidner behind the plate, and this one could turn into 2 bases. In the end, Bezzosi will stay put at second. Definitely thought about it. Made the right choice in the end, but some early pressure on this Premier team after a 2-up, 2-down start to the frame. And you got to keep in mind, this is win or go home. This is not bracket play anymore. Every little mistake can come back to haunt you. Chopper pulled over towards first. Throw on over to 1. It's got to be wide, but in time on a great stretch. And the inning is over. A 2-out hit by a pitch gives PressOn some life on the bases, but no damage is to be done. To the bottom of the first inning, we go at Skeeles Field. Sapesi, Sefcik, and Seidner due up for Premier as you are watching Elite Midwest Classic Baseball on the SmeeSports YouTube channel. Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier. Alex Sapesi leads off for Premier in the bottom of the first inning. No score after some good defense from Premier in the top of the inning. As you are watching Elite Midwest Classic Baseball on the SmeeSports YouTube channel. On the mound today for PressOn, it'll be Ethan Miller wearing number 11. The rising junior out of Garraway High School. His first pitch of the day will connect for strike one. Once again, it goes Sapesi, Sefcik, and Seidner this inning for Premier. And for this number 3 seed, they want to get a quick jump on things, as this could be game 1 of 3 for them today. If the winner of this game makes it all the way to the championship game, they will have to play 3 games across 2 different locations. Not necessarily an easy Sunday. The 0-2 fouled on back. Keep in mind, this is the only game of the Elite Midwest Classic playoffs for the 16U division not happening at Kent State. The rest of them taking place there. This one, the odd man out, so to speak. Again, the 0-2. This time, Miller misses high. Again, it's going to be a cooler Sunday here in June, which, from what we've heard, it'll be a cooler end of the month than expected. We'll see if that does help these players as they go and play some really good baseball. Fly ball sent into left field, but well foul. And into the bullpen it goes. We saw it especially earlier on this month when it was a lot hotter outside, I believe, for that first tournament we did, which was the Tim Lely Memorial Diamond League Tournament. It was in the 90s for the majority of the finals for both age groups that we did. Even if you add on the turf heat, which I think today, based on what the sun is, won't be nearly the 10 degrees that is, so to speak, prescribed. It'll be 20 to 25 degrees cooler than it would have been 2 weeks ago. The 2-2 is high, and we are full. Good patience here from Alex Sapesi, the rising junior at Padua. Of course, the Bruins a great season, making it to the Final Four for the second time in 3 seasons. Unfortunately, both ending to Hamilton-Baden. Payoff pitch inside for ball 4. A great wonk drawn by Sapesi after going down 0-2 to begin the at-bat. And that'll bring us to the second baseman in Spencer Sefcik. Again, early runners on are going to be key here for Premier. They don't play for a while after this. They'll make it to the semifinal with a win here. I do believe they play in the 3:15 time slot over at Schoonover Stadium. But still, you want as much rest in between games as possible. And it starts with getting a convincing win here. And of course, at least in the Kent State and Akron invites, we saw run rules aplenty earlier on this week. First 2 games that we saw were both run rule. The next 2, not so much. And of course, we will see the team that I dubbed the favorites pretty early on, and they proved why, as they are the 1 seed in NMC. We'll see them at around 1 o'clock today, taking on the winner of our next game, Beaver Valley and the PA Playmakers. And after that at 3:15, it is OSF in the 3 spot, taking on the number 2 Northeast Padres Scout team. Winners of those 2 games take on each other at 5:30 in the championship game here in Akron. Throw back over to first, not going to be there. Sefcik, the rising junior out of North Royalton, 5'6", 150 in stature. Looking to get the better of this press-on defense. The 2-0 fouled back. Some good aggressive cuts so far from Premier, but nothing out of the ordinary. And they're not overextending themselves, which can be an issue that we see a lot of the time, especially early on in a game where a team wants to go guns a-blazing and committed to getting an early lead. That's when you go and swing at garbage and give away free strikes, which you can't do in the tournaments. 2-1 connects on the outer portion of the zone. So 2-2 count on Sefcik. It is the catcher Seidner in the on-deck circle. PressOn looking for their first out of the inning. Premier looking to get another runner on. Here comes the 2-2, and it will be there for strike 3 looking. 1 down. Ethan Miller gets his first strikeout of the day. Both pitchers now with 1. Strikeouts are definitely going to be an interesting thing to see today. And a couple of the games I looked at least early on, we would see strikeouts aplenty, but in the end, we really never saw it materialize. Now, last week we saw a lot of extra strikeouts. We'll see which trend does happen today as this ball is corked into deep center field, and it is going to be caught. A nice job tracking that one down. Relay back to first is not going to be in time, but a big second out there for the defense. Seidner got the best of that baseball, too, taking it to one of the deepest spots in the park. But in the end, a great job by Miller tracking it down. And that'll bring us to Gliozzo, the third baseman. So still a runner at first, but 2 away now. That makes things a lot more interesting going forward for Premier. And this ball is taken into right field, but caught immediately. A direct line drive to Bezosi, and the inning is over. Leadoff walk does not come to pass for Premier. 2 free passes combined so far, a hit by a pitch and a walk, and some great defense as well. To the second we go, scoreless at Skeeles. Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier. Welcome back to Skeeles Field in Akron. No score through 1 as you are watching Elite Midwest Classic Baseball on the SmeeSports YouTube channel. Of course, you go back to last year's tournament in the 18U division. We had that instant classic between Premier Boris and OEB Rundgren. That's your only one matchup at this tournament, as the focus this weekend is the second Kent State and Akron invite. But it did work out quite nice today that this was the 8:30 game, and then the next 4 will be a part of that tournament, so we get the best of both worlds. The 1-0 fly ball sent into left field, and it is going to go out of play. But this ballpark, definitely one of the best that we see. I love Kent State's baseball stadium, don't get me wrong. Bigger box, but this one a lot cooler temperature-wise. So from that standpoint, a big fan of Skeeles Field, of course. We've seen some great games here for St. Vincent St. Mary, whether it be Holy Name 2 years ago or the thriller back in 2025 in the snow against the Lions. The duo swing and a miss. Branch getting back to his best with the strike there. And now it's 2-2. Miller, Ulmer, and Taggart 5 through 7 this inning, due up for PressOn, and that'll take care of Miller at the top. Second strikeout today for Branch. First looking. It's 1 up, 1 down. The defense, it has to be here still. And it looks like right now Premier is really settling in nicely. Still a long game ahead. We've called some games, some pitchers' duels in the past, but in the end, they turn out to be slugfests. You just never know what's going to happen. High pop-up over towards first. And this one is going to be caught in foul territory. 2 down. A nice catch over there by Parker. A quick defensive start to the inning, but at the same time, it's what happened last half inning. And that's kind of when things went, at least for a second, in favor of this PressOn group. Really not for too long, but still worth noting they did get a run around with 2 away last inning. And Colton Taggart will try to do that here. At least right now, the different throwing motion from the pitcher Branch is not messing with PressOn, as they're still getting a lot of good swings. Of course, that time they don't connect. But definitely an interesting one with that high leg kick. And every pitcher does have his set, but there it is. An interesting one, but it's working. If there was no contact, I would say 50% of the chance is, hey, it's because of the different slot. Which, arm slot is everything in baseball, believe it or not. The 1-2 poked over towards second base, throwing over to Parker at first is in time, and it is a 1-2-3 inning this time around for Premier. Good defense all the way around. A strikeout for Branch, a pop out to Parker, and a ground out to Sefcik. Middle of 2 at Skeeles. Score remains 0-0 here at the University of Akron.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
Premier's strong defense continues into the second inning. Now they look to kickstart their offense in the bottom of the inning. No score here at Skeeles Field as you are watching Elite Midwest Classic Baseball on the SmeeSports YouTube channel. For Premier's offense this time around, Gannon Patton, Tyler Parker, and Ethan Imke, 5 through 7 due up. Ethan Miller's 1-0, swing and a miss. Again, it is going to be on the cooler side today. So I think that'll definitely help out these teams, especially if they don't have the most depth, which in PressOn's case, they have one sub. Depth has to be everything in tournament play, especially in the pitching department. Again, both teams would have to play 2 more games today if they are to win a championship and win both. 2-1, swing and a miss. As for Premier, one of the interesting cases of an OPL team playing outside of the league, going into a tournament and dominating so far. Impressive to see what they've done. The 2-2, take it for strike 3 looking. So back-to-back half innings begin the same way, a strikeout looking. Miller and Branch pretty much matching each other at bat for at bat so far. Which again, it could be a pitcher's duel. This still could become a slugfest. We have seen both happen where you have 2 different crossroads. One goes the way of no offense until the 7th inning like we saw in our last game on Wednesday. Or others go in the case that, hey, we're both going to score 10 here and make it a dogfight to get to 11, which has happened as well. The 1-0 skips in. It is Tyler Parker, the first baseman, stepping in for the first time today. The rising junior is standing at 6'3", 185 out of Revere High School in Richfield. The 2-0 taken for ball 3. A lot of Revere players on this roster. Of course, with the Mountaineer Lumber Company expanding to have some 17U and 18U teams, it'll be interesting to see what that landscape looks like, as of course, their GM is Jason Control, the head coach over at Revere. We've seen them and in the WRCL look great. First year won the league tournament, last year runners up in the NABF, and now they're expanding to some high school teams as well. The 3-1 driven foul, and we are full. I would say that's one of the closest things that you are going to get to a true travel organization that isn't city-related like you would see out of the Highland Hornets or the North Royalton Bears. Which, of course, you also have some other players that go to different schools on those teams as the payoff pitch is inside for ball 4. But even looking back 5 years, the travel baseball landscape is so much different than it was. When I played Premier, that was the team that if you beat them, great. If we played T3, we really weren't given a chance. We beat them once and then got smoked at home. Now there's a bunch of different organizations popping up across the board. Now PressOn coming up in the Holmes and Wayne County area. It's really incredible to see how well a lot of these teams have done. And again, with the Mountaineer Lumber Company, one of the newest ones coming in and winning some silverware in their first season in a league that had some already pre-established giants. Miller's 0-1 taken right up the middle, picked up over at second, and there is no relay over to first. So they do get the lead runner for out number 2, but definitely could have been a double play, just some miscommunication up the middle. But MK will reach safely at first, and that'll bring us to Isaac Hinton, the left fielder. Again in the 8th spot, but already one big play out in left center. A great job tracking down a ball that was destined for the gap. So far, combined 3 base runners, and now it looks like Schleball will have to take a second here to readjust. It looks like the top strap on his right shin guard came undone, which as a catcher, I've been there, done that before, especially with the feet. The one that goes underneath the cleats, that one has to be the worst because you step one wrong way, it gets a cut, and then from there, kind of falls off. It's a normal thing. It happens all the time. It's just when it happens, it's unfortunate, especially if you're gaining some momentum. That'll give Hinton some time here to think. The rising junior again out of Revere High School. When looking at this roster last night and kind of assembling my notes, the biggest thing I noted was this is pretty much a Revere High School team. You do have some surrounding schools represented, yes, but in the same way that that CBF team we saw on Wednesday was Padua, they are Revere. Schleball appears to be good behind the plate. A nice stop for ball 1. That'll definitely be something that he'll look at between innings, but he is the leadoff hitter in the top of the 3rd. So not really much time to go and fix his gear if the issue does persist past what just happened here. The 1-0, swing and a miss. Did he make contact? The answer is no. So it's an easy free base for Imke. And Premier's first run and the first run of the game in general now stands in scoring position. One of those where, of course, you don't want the strike, but you'll definitely take the runner advancing. Now your job becomes base hit to score a run. Easier said than done, especially with 2 away. Miller's 1-1 taken for ball 2. So for a quick-ish start to this game, it is now 8:56, so around just about a half hour in. Just a little under. The 2-1 runs inside this time. After Hinton, it goes to Milo Ruby, the DH, at the bottom of the order. But if this at-bat goes the way it's looking, he'll be in a prime spot to drive in at least 1. But maybe not. Fouled back this time on the 3-1, so we are full. But as one would guess, it would go to yet another Revere player if the inning were to continue, then back to the top with Padua. That being Sapesi. Full count 3-2, Ethan Miller looking to get out of the second inning. Not yet, there's ball 4. It's going to skip away from Schleball. And just like that, the go-ahead run is 90 feet away for Premier as we do go to Milo Ruby. Excellent base running from Premier during this at-bat. They got to work this differently and have runners at first and second. Instead, you have them at the corners, which does open up some room for some creativity. The question is, how aggressive would you be on a throw-through if you are Schleball and press on? And how much is Premier willing to risk with the first and third? Which I think right now, until you get to a 2-strike count, I would stay par for the course. Maybe you go on this pitch, but I don't really think you test the arm here. The 0-1, it's a pass ball, and that'll make it 1-0 Premier. An excellent job reading the down angle. Imke, after the fielder's choice, goes all the way around, taking each base for free. And it is the number 3 seed on the board first. That pitch just definitely got too far away. And that's why there was no pressure really to steal. We saw the pass ball starting to snowball. It was a matter of time until one brought in a run, and, well, case in point. The 1-1 taken at the top of the zone for strike 2. So even if Milo Ruby doesn't do anything here offensively, Premier will still take a lead into the third, which is big for them going forward. The 1-2, Ruby takes, and it's a similar spot this time, not getting the nod. I think in the end just broke a little bit too late. Isaac Hinton at second for Premier with 2 away. Ruby swing and a miss. Third strikeout today for Miller, and the side is retired. But on a pass ball, Premier does strike first. Excellent base running from Ethan Imke, taking 3 free bases for himself. To the third we go at Skeeles Field. Premier strikes first in the wild card, up 1-0 on PressOn.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
Eric Schleball leads off to begin the top of the third. Premier up 1-0 on PressOn, courtesy of a passed ball in the bottom of the second inning. It'll be 8 through 10 this inning for PressOn as Branch finds the zone for strike one. For Premier going forward, this game becomes a lot more simple. You're the higher seed, you're on top early. Just control the game and you can win this one. But Schleball, a great piece of hitting, puts this one into left field. And we have our first combined base hit of the morning. So a good response from Schleball, the catcher. And that'll bring us to Kendrick Mass, the third baseman. This is exactly what we need to see out of PressOn. You get the leadoff man aboard, move him along, at least tie it up this inning if you can. That'll bring the game back to a steady halt for Premier, who again, if they can stay par for the course here and shut down PressOn's offense, this is their game to control and really their game to lose. And time is called here. Could this be a lineup card appeal? And I believe it is. The check should be complete. On our end, Schleball is listed in the 8th spot. So now that'll bring us to Kendrick Mast. Bunt down here, over towards the right side. And there is out number 1. A nice recovery on the mound from Branch. So that'll put the lead runner in scoring position. He'll take that one. It's a successful bunt. I'm not surprised to see small ball at all here. I think that's kind of what was expected. And now, again, Premier's going to go out here with the lineup card and check things over. Don't know exactly what they are looking for here, as I believe everything on our end looks to be quite good. And I think now the appeal is going to go down to Coach Hansey at third. So it's definitely an interesting potential turning point in this game, depending on what the verdict ends up being. If this one reverses a runner on and adds it out, that would be huge for Premier. But we'll see if anything does come of it. Of course, you kind of just wait until after the at-bat and then you say something. Because if it indeed is out of order, then you get the out. And it looks like nothing is going to change here, which I think would be tough to really change anything. It looked, again, like everything on our sheet does match up to the way that it was just presented to us. But now Lucas Miller will step in, trying to move along the runner as this ball is taken on the left field line, but foul. Good first swing, has the right idea. Just needs to straighten it out. Easier said than done, but the best hitters that we have seen, not just in the summer season, but in the high school season, they are able to make that adjustment quite easily on the fly. I feel like that is one of the biggest markings of a great hitter. You can see what you did wrong on your first swing and adjust. Like that as it's through into left field, just under the shortstop. Lead runner coming home, and he is going to score. That one just sneaks by, and PressOn has tied it up at 1 apiece. A great swing from Lucas Miller, but I do believe that'll go down as an E6. We'll watch that one back on the replay just to make sure. It was a good smack on over there. Yep, just got through. So an E6 ties up the game at 1-1. Now the runner will go, and there is no throw on down to second. So PressOn really finding their rhythm as we go back to the top of the order with Hunter Miller. Now you can kind of think that this game, it's PressOn's to lose, as this ball is flown foul. But great resilience from this group. They go down early on a pass ball. They don't let it bother them too much. They go to the next, and from there, have tied up the game and still a great chance to go and take their first lead of the wild card. 1-1 well wide and just behind the catcher. Miller in the end does stay put at second. Could be more aggressive next time, but you really never know where that ball is, and that is where his dugout really does have to come in and say, hey, you have it or you don't. That's where bench communication is key. 2-1 wide for ball 3. But just kind of based on where it was, I don't think that's one that he would lose sleep over. Probably was the right move in the end just to stay put. The 3-1 taken up the middle, a high chopper throw on over to first. It is going to be just a tad late. An infield single for Hunter Miller. He is able to leg it out. And that'll put runners at the corners for Ethan Miller. Just watching this one back, that initial high sky is what killed any momentum Premier had. Sefcik would have had to crash way harder on it to even get there. But that initial bounce, and that second bounce as well, it was close. You get rid of that second bounce, I think they get him at first. Just a close call as now Premier is going to go and talk things over as a unit on the mound. But PressOn putting some early pressure on this Premier team after going down 1-0. And still, this is a tie ball game. But you can really feel that momentum swinging in favor of PressOn. If they can score a few more runs here and get a convincing lead, not just a 1-run lead, a convincing lead, they can feel better going forward. But for Premier, they need to get out of this inning. You do have the double play ball in effect, but I wouldn't be surprised if the runner goes, and he will, swing and a miss there, and no offering from behind the plate. There was really nothing you could do. I don't think that's a spot you throw down because odds are, again, unless your cutoff play is perfect, they would score. Just too risky, especially with the fast carpet that is down. The 0-1 from Branch will hit Miller. And the bases will be loaded for Brooks Bezzosi. Brooks has already been hit once today. Will he get hit again? Or in this case, will he be able to bring somebody in? That's the big thing right now for this PressOn group. Can they find a way to take the lead, and again with it, a convincing lead? That ball is to the backstop, and there will be their lead. It's 2-1. An excellent head first slide from Miller, and he will take the trot right back to his dugout. So each team now has scored a run on a pass ball. Runs 3 and 4 in scoring position for PressOn. If Bezzosi can get a good piece of it, even taking it the other way into right field, they would have that good cushion in the top of the third. Right now, another heavy swing. Now 1-1 the counts. This PressOn team is not shying away from the battle. And nor should they. They have looked stellar so far. A couple of mistakes, yes, but otherwise their offense, it has figured it out as that pass ball will bring in a third run. Make it 3-1 PressOn. 3 of the 4 runs today have scored on a pass ball, the other on an error. We are yet to see a clean run today. But the 6th seed just making it into bracket play. It doesn't matter to them how they got here. It just matters that they go out here and try to take one away from the 3 seed. which again would be an impressive result for them, just given how good this Premier group has been all season. And they have played a lot more games. The 2-2, a nice pick this time. Seidner needed that one there and got it. Full count 3-2 on Bezzosi. And it is Will Beachy, the shortstop, in the on-deck circle. Payoff pitch, fly ball sent deep to right field. This one will be caught for out number 2. And the relay home won't be in time as a sac fly. And there is run number 4 for PressOn. A 3-run lead now as things stand. A good sac fly for Bezzosi. The bases might be cleared, but it's a job well done for PressOn. And again, that's the first clean run, so to speak, scored today. The pass balls, they do need to be rectified going forward, and that is for both teams. Beachy takes strike 1, but you just look at the momentum swing. PressOn is in firm control of this game with Sefcik, and Seidner due up. A good lace into left field and down. The inning will continue for PressOn with a 2-out single from Beachy. Third hit of the inning and game for PressOn. Now Trey Miller will step in. If they can bring in a 5th, how big would that be for this group going forward? Again, this is where you start to get a little greedy. You wanted to tie it or take the lead. You did that. You added a few more on. And now this is where you say, you know what? Just a little bit more. Of one more serving. Maybe 2 more servings. Just a little bit more. The 1-0 fouled back. But this is where, as a team, you can be greedy. 2 outs, you have nothing to lose. You've already made your point this inning. Your base runner right now on wasn't a leadoff runner. That's a 2-out runner. Go out here and see if you can figure something out to bring in a 5th. If not, no harm, no foul. You were up by 3 and in an amazing spot, a better spot than you thought you would be entering this inning. Runner goes, 1-1 is high. Throw on down to second. It's close but not in time, and that ball will get away from the second baseman. I think if that is runner's side, he would have been out. Just threw it on the wrong side of the bag. And just to see it back on the replay, because it was close in the end. The tag was still very close. I do want to make that point. But just not close enough in the end. High throw, and then from there, maybe if he hangs on. Maybe if he hangs on, he had him. It would just be more of a close examine on the hand. That's what we're looking for, and I don't think there would have been definitive evidence if replays were allowed to overturn it. There have been some that we would see on the replay and say, you know what, if there was video replay, odds are it would be a flipped decision, but obviously not here. There's ball 4. Miller taking the 3-1, and that'll bring us back to Tanner Ulmer. Popped out to first, his first time up. But this inning continues to go well for PressOn. Time has been called by Premier. This will be a coaching mound visit. They're only one they can use at the inning before making the change. And that's why the player-oriented one was so big earlier on. You didn't have coach come out there and talk to him and then now have to make that pitching change with nobody in the pen. I think you want Branch to get out of this inning. If you're thinking about going and making a change, you want whoever it is, especially if they are on the field, to have time to warm up, which would be in the bottom of the 3rd. And then from there, you'd have to hope that they are not really due up in the next 3 to 4 batters. But this is the right call for now. You keep on Branch, see if he can work out of it. Maybe you bring him out for the 4th inning, and then, of course, it depends. Do you have pitching left? Do you have 2 arms for 3 games where you need to keep him on as long as you can in the event you make it to the next game to have an arm? That we don't know. And, of course, coaches will never really say, we truly have this many guys, where they'll say it and say, keep it on the DL. Which is fair. You don't want anybody to know what chips you have to play and what tricks you have up your sleeve. But Tanner Ulmer a chance here to do some extra damage for this PressOn team, who, again, they have done more than enough this inning. They control the game. This is their game probably from here on out. We'll see if they can make it a little bit better. Ground ball over towards third. Picked up the tag. Did he get him? Yes, and the inning is over. A really late decision over there. It looked a lot more clear-cut, and even if they didn't get him, he appeared to be out of the base path. But 4 runs do score for PressOn at the top of the 3rd inning. A convincing frame for the 6th seed. When we return, it is the top 3 due up for Premier as you are watching Elite Midwest Classic Baseball on the SmeeSports YouTube channel.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
As I mentioned in the middle of the 2nd inning, games that kind of start like this go one of 2 ways. It stays a pitcher's duel, or both offenses figure it out. The scoreboard says both offenses figured it out. 4-1 your score, but again, we have seen 3 combined runs scored on pass balls, 1 on an error, only 1 natural run, which was a sacrifice fly. So both teams really need to clean it up defensively going forward, not just for the sake of this game, but for the sake of this tournament run. As for Premier, Sapasi, Sefcik, and Seidner will try to get them back in this game. Led through 2, but in danger of trailing through 3 and trailing by a good amount. Once again, up next, it'll be Kent State and Akron invite action in the only wildcard matchup. It is the 4-seed PA Playmakers and the number 5-seed Beaver Valley. 2-0 misses wide for ball 3. And that'll be the battle for PA. And whichever team wins that will stay on to go and play against NMC in the 1-seed versus 4/5 matchup to follow. Sebastian, good take for ball 4, his 2nd walk of the game. Then after that, we will have OSF take on the Northeast Padres scout team before culminating Father's Day with a nightcap at 5:30 for the Kent State and Akron invite number 2 championship game. Should be a great day of baseball all together here at Skeeles Field. Typically is. It should be, again, on the cooler side. But, as always, it wouldn't be a SmeeSports broadcast without the potential for rain and being outside. That more towards the end of the day, but we've sat here at Akron through some rain going back to last year at the Zips invites. We've had our time over at Kent with some heavy storms where it basically turned into nighttime. Hoping today is a lot better than those, but you never know. The 1-0 connects for strike 1. And I feel like there's always that concern, even if it's not on the radar. But I think today should be a nice day, and hopefully, fingers crossed, it'll be a beautiful day altogether as this ball is laced into left center and down. A perfect swing from Spencer Sefcik. And that'll be Premier's first base hit of the game. Again, both offenses figured it out during their last at-bats. Premier trying to put it together once again. Leadoff walk. 1 on, single. What says Cooper Seidner? Flew out to center his first time up. But he does represent the tying run in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Ethan Miller trying to keep it where it is as this ball is flown deep to right field, and it is going to be caught for out number 1. They tried the hit and run and just couldn't get it down. If that ball was on the ground and threw into right field, that would be one of the best executed hit and runs that we have seen. And we've seen some great performances this entire year. Some great teams, some great coaches all together. And that'll continue as the summer goes on. We still have, I believe, 5 more weekends of tournament ball to go. Believe it or not, only 3 more with a 9.65. Well, that's a midweek game, so we'll explain why here in a moment. Another fly ball sent into right center field, and this one is going to be caught in center for out number 2, and the lead runner will advance. So that'll put him at the corners now 2 away after 2 heavy fly balls, and Gannon Patton will step in. But to explain, we'll have next weekend, July 5th and July 12th with 9.65 championship rounds. July 19th, that'll be the NABF High School World Series Championships, most likely over at Jackson. And then, of course, July 26th rounds out our summer with the NABF Collegiate World Series. Chopper up the middle, an easy play at second, and the inning is over. So in the end, no damage done by Premier. A great response from this press-on defense, allowing nothing after allowing 1 in the bottom of the second. This game, it is the 6 seeds to lose. To the 4th we go. Score remains 4-1 in the heart of Akron.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
PressOn's offense figured things out in the top of the 3rd inning. Can they keep it going in the top of the 4th? Taggart, Schleball, and Mast 7 through 9 due up as you are watching Elite Midwest Classic Baseball on the SmeeSports YouTube channel as this ball is bunted foul down the third base line. This group really playing with that small ball identity. It is a group of kids who play for smaller schools. That ideology really does reside with them as you look at this group. Highland, Garraway, New Philly, West Holmes on there. That's basically it. It is Holmes County, and I believe maybe one Wayne County. I could be mistaken. That's one of the gray areas for me. I know, of course, West Holmes is in Holmes County. Who would have thought Holmes is in the name? But that area of baseball is just so good. So much talent over there. Of course, Waynedale representing on some other press-on groups. Not this one, but another great team in that area. Strasburg Franklin, I guess, kind of in that area. We'll count it. Good ripper up the middle and through into center field. It's a leadoff single for Colton Taggart. Absolutely punched it up the middle. And that'll bring us to Eric Schleball, who led off last inning. But going back to it, they might play some teams that have a bunch of Division I players, whether they be Division I in high school or college. There's some good connection and chemistry there, but I feel like the biggest asset this team has is their chemistry. You have guys who play for maybe 4 high schools total, all in the same area. They know each other. They've probably played against each other or with each other for a long time. That chemistry you can't teach, and that gives them a great chance to win in any game. Pickoff attempt over at second base, though, is in time. Taggart went for everything, couldn't get it done in the end. That's one of those, I don't hate it because it's a timing play to try and get the balk. You don't have a runner at third. That's a play that I would kind of say is, I don't like the word exclusively for it, but pretty much exclusive for first and third. That's a tough one. Because you never know. Schleball could go and put this ball into a gap for an extra base hit. And from there, that's a run that you would have had. But instead, he's down 1-2 with one away, opposed to a runner on who still could steal naturally. It's one of those tough ones that if things go a little bit differently this inning, you're going to look at it and say, maybe that could have helped. Or if this does become a one-run game and the double happens, then maybe. Schleyball does get hit, though, and they will give him his base. There was a brief second of, did it really? It did hit his hand. I think that was a pretty clear one, but I think they wanted to check if it hit the knob first or not. And now Schleyball will have a courtesy runner in, which I do believe is going to be the other number 7 in Markley. The only player not in the starting lineup today. There are, though, 2 number 7s, as the other number 7 and Lucas Miller is now in the on-deck circle. So we do have our answer as to who was who. So far today, though, Kendrick Mast has bunted out a productive out, but looking to get on for the first time today. But he goes quickly 0-2 in the countdown. Premier trying to hold it where it is, 4-1, down by 3. As next inning, they will bring Parker, Imke, and Hinton back up. That a great chance at the bottom of the third inning. You have 2 on to begin the inning. You have to capitalize going forward. If you get that chance again, you need to take it. And not that time limit is really a construct right now. We are at about the hour mark of this game. You're running out of time. The 1-2 taken for strike 3. Branch gets his third strikeout of the day and a pivotal second out. Again, it'd only be 1 if that runner wouldn't have been picked off at second. It's really going to be one that it's tough to evaluate again. Because I don't want to go out here and say, oh, that run would have definitely scored. It's supposed to be 5-1. But it's a different scenario here for Miller. Fly ball sent into right field. This one will easily be caught and the inning is over. But for Premier, you cannot take away their great defense this inning. A great move to get the runner in between first and second. No balk, no problem. To the bottom of the 4th we go. Premier down by 3. Looking at the offense going once again. They had their leadoff hitter on along with their second guy last inning. Can they get a little bit more going? Find out when we return to Skeeles Field.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
Tyler Parker walked his first time up, trying to replicate getting on base to begin the bottom of the 4th inning. 4-1 still your score. Press on top of Premier as you are watching Elite Midwest Classic Baseball on the SmeeSports YouTube channel in partnership with the 965 Midwest Challenge. Hello, that ball nearly hit his bats. Nathan Miller just needs to keep this one pretty much where it's at. Doesn't have to do anything crazy here against 6 through 8 in Parker, Imke, and Hinton. So far, a good response after that first pitch, but a 1-1 counts. You go from here, 3 innings left to play. PressOn just trying to keep this 4-1 lead intact, but I do feel they need to build on it, and they definitely can. Their offense has looked good today, especially in that 3rd inning. The 1-2 will miss low. Again, I do believe they play at 3:15 today over at Kent State. That is if they win. The 2-2 is inside for ball 3, and we are full. And again, if whichever team wins game 1 and 2 makes it all the way to their championship game, they would have played 3 games total today. Payoff pitch taken over towards third, but foul. It's only true for one team opposed to 2. In the Elite Midwest Classic, 3 through 6 have to play on the wild card. 1 and 2 get byes. In the Kent State and Akron invites, top 3 get byes. 4 and 5 play in the wild card. Sharp grounder this time over towards short. Throw on over to first base is in plenty of time. It is 1 up, 1 down to begin the home half of the 4th inning. This is where the defense needs to bend and not break. They've only allowed 1 hit today, which is quite impressive. A couple of free passes, yes, but Sevcik's single back in the 3rd inning, that's the only hit that Premier has had. But yet they took that early lead, and now it looks like they will probably make the first move in pitching today. As looking down on the pen, Sevcik, who we just mentioned moments ago, is warming up. Key gets jammed up again over towards short, and it will easily be caught for out number 2. A really good start here for Will Beachy, not really having to do too much out of the ordinary, but back-to-back putouts as he looks to make this inning his own. 2 up, 2 down for Isaac Hinton. And for Sevcik, this might be a quick warm-up period, and Branch might have to go and extend the 5th a little bit more. But we'll see. He might be good to go, but the question is, how much of a leash will Branch have, if any, going into the 5th? The 1-0, swing and a miss. And I wouldn't hate bringing him on again with the premise of, okay, if there's something that goes wrong early, you're out. Try to get him through 5 if you can, though. I think that would be good going forward for this pitching staff, which, yet again, you can't prepare for a game that you're not guaranteed to play, but you can't go and use all your pitching in game 1 and have to go and throw your center fielder on in game number 2. Which we've seen a second baseman pitch a league championship before because there wasn't enough pitching. It has happened before. That was maybe the worst game I've ever seen. It ended with a 20-plus run win and a rout. Let's not do that here. But I think Premier is going to be very smart about their pitching. They do have some depth. They do have more depth today than PressOn, which I think does allow them to be more willing and more open to the idea of making this pitching change if it comes now or even in the 5th. 2-2, wave and a miss. The side is retired. A great inning from Ethan Miller, altogether up to 4 strikeouts today. And PressOn will head on to the 5th inning after a 1-2-3 frame. Still in control, up 4-1 on Premier.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
Before we get back to the action, to stay up to date on all the games that we are covering, follow SmeeSports on Instagram and TikTok, SmeeSports LLC on Facebook and LinkedIn, and SmeeFest 2024 on Twitter. As well, go down below and subscribe. While there is no added cost, it greatly helps out all that we do here at SmeeSports as we cover the best of the Cleveland and Stark County areas. Swing and a miss to begin this inning from Hunter Miller, as Branch will remain on the mound for Premier, which again, I think that's the right call. If he can get you through one more inning at least, you feel a lot better with where this game is going. The 0-1 is sent into left field, but foul. So quickly 0-2 on the leadoff hitter as it is 1-2-3 this inning for PressOn. Miller square and then Bezosian right. The offense right now for PressOn locked into only the third inning. The 0-2 taken for ball one. I do think, though, that we would see Sefcik in the sixth inning unless this is a pristine frame from Branch. And as well, pitch count will matter, so time to go and check Game Changer to see where he's at. I do think it matters quite a bit. The 1-2 fly ball sent into left field. And this one is going to be caught for out number one. Okay, not in a terrible spot right now. I believe that was pitch 70. So I think he does have, if he can get out of this quickly, an inning or two to play where, okay, he could maybe, just maybe, go the distance. I'm not necessarily advocating that he goes out here and gets the last 8 outs of the game for Premier. He definitely could. It just depends on what happens if he has to go and battle 5 to 10 pitches every at-bat, or if he can get some one pitch, one out at-bats. But I do think if he can get out of here under 85, you bring him back out. But right now, 72, so not terrible. I would say even under 80, you're feeling a lot more confident about that. 85 might be pushing it. The 0-2 fly ball sent into right field. And it is going to be caught by the center fielder once again for out number 2. Patton able to get there. And it feels like when there is kind of a split in their territory, center field does take over and quickly calls it off. That's just good leadership from Patton. He's anchoring that outfield in the center. Of course, you would say the fastest guy out there because that's kind of where you put your center fielder. Kind of base it off that parameter. But he's covering a lot of space, especially based on where he's setting up as there is strike one. But just looking at it, if our center line is second base, just to kind of illustrate it, he's leaning towards left center. The 0-1 pulled a foul. About to 75 pitches. I think, especially if you get out of this in the next 2, yeah, you keep him on for the 6th. Far from a guarantee. But that's what I would do. Branch's 0-2 just tipped back. Next inning for Premier, it's Ruby, Sapesi, and Sefcik, 9-1-2. Still down by 3, trying to continue their weekend. The 0-2 gets to the backstop. So the pitch count definitely getting in jeopardy of exceeding what you necessarily call the end of his outing. It's still tough. I don't know what they'd do. And I feel like just based on these foul balls, it's going to be a really tough decision. Again, if it was 76, yes. You add on a few more, you're up to around 80 now. Now, if there's a base hit here, I think, yes, you make the move. The 1-2 fly ball sent into left center field. And this one is going to be caught in center. Another great catch from Patton, and the inning is over. He has been putting on a clinic in center field today, bailing out his defense time after time. We'll watch it back on the replay. If that ball gets down, it's easy extra bases. You could even say an inside the park home run, just depending on how far he was already along. But that ball got plenty of depth. A good just kind of Mario hop to get the catch. But we now go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Score remains 4-1. Each team has only scored in 1 inning today. Will Premier break the trend when we return? They hope so. They have the talent to. But we'll see after a word from our sponsors.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3888 3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013.
Ruby Sapesi and Sefcik duo for Premier 9-1-2. Still down by 3 in the bottom of the 5th inning, trying to make this one a little closer down the stretch. Again, the winner of this game, I believe, will play at 3:15 over at Schoonover Stadium. Once again, up next, it'll be Beaver Valley taking on the PA Playmakers as we officially begin our Kent State and Akron Invite tournament coverage in bracket play. Only one wild card, so the morning session, all wild cards, and then from there, semifinals and championships in the quote-unquote afternoon session. Which the only way that we had that last time was because of the big gap between games 2 and 3 because of the blowout that we had in game number 2. 12-0, a good win for CVF, who just got knocked out. I believe they were in the 6th spot. 2-1 connects, and we are even. So if that were the case, they would have played OSF, which I would say is a favorable matchup for them. But in the end, only 5 make it, and they were the first team outs. But for Ruby here, 2 strikes on him. Needs to make something happen here against Ethan Miller. And there is strike 3 looking. Miller up to 5 strikeouts on the day. It's 1 up, 1 down. And we go back to the top with Sapesi. If you look at this game in regard to outs, you have 8 you need to get. And I think for PressOn, again, going back to that pitch count, if it's not crazy for Miller, you keep him on as long as you can. You have to, as well, once again, just keep in mind, this isn't a one-off game where you can go and bring on a closer or a bullpen piece to bridge the gap. He's thrown 69 pitches. This will be his 70th. I think he has enough in the tank. The 1-0 will miss, though, for ball 2. Now, if this game does start to get a little bit closer, maybe you think about it. It just depends on what this Premier offense can do. If the answer is nothing, then you have your answer. Again, 1 hit today. It's Spencer Sefcik in the on-deck circle who has it. But a really valiant effort from this PressOn defense. They have looked amazing. The 2-1 high and wide for ball 3. But this at-bat really not going to plan for Ethan Miller. One of the first times the fatigue that he has shown today. I would say probably just the first. 3-1, though, brings it back, and we are full. Still a chance to win it in the end. Especially with Sefcik coming up. You want to get this out here. If it gets a 2-out base hit and nothing else happens, it doesn't matter. Of course, Premier, they need those hits. They can't rely on pass balls to go and score again. That's kind of how they scored their first. It's exactly how they scored their first one. They can't rely on that for more than just that 1 inning. Payoff pitch, fouled back, so we will see it again. It does look like, though, Beaver Valley is starting to show up here to Skeeles Field. Again, they're called Simon about an hour from now at 10:45. But there is a chance that game could start early or at least on time. The hope is on time. Once again, Miller's payoff pitch. It is going to miss for ball 4. So for the 3rd time today, the right fielder has walked. 0 for 0 with 3 walks. One of the great all-time box scores. Not one you see all too often either. One of those rare ones that kind of makes you chuckle. But 1 down for Sefcik. If he can get his 2nd hit of the game, that does open it up for Premier's offense. Ground ball over toward short. This could be trouble. There's 6. There's 4. 3, not in time. It'll be a simple fielder's choice for out number 2. But that did have the makings of a double play. Easily could have gone the opposite way. And if you're PressOn, that is one that you definitely wanted to get. You get the runner at 2nd, and better transfer this time. They have struggled with that transfer today up the middle. Question of, am I taking it? Are you taking it here? They simply flip, and then from there, the throw to one just a hair late, which is okay. But it wasn't a, hey, are you taking this? Am I going? And you have some dialogue exchanged in there. It was a clean flip, a clean play. It's what you want to see going forward. It's one of those things that you have to be good at. Otherwise, any double play ball you get, you just kind of expect it to be the fielder's choice. As this one is played into left field and down. It just sneaks past the third baseman. And now there's a play at third, and it is not in time. Both runners advance into scoring position. That dribbler just beats the defense. Seidner gets the second hit today for Premier. I mean, Mast was right there, but that initial bounce off the turf, nothing he could do. If you're PressOn, you're starting to think about maybe calling time and settling down Miller, especially if Gliozo can bring in one. He has flown out twice, both towards the right half of the field, once to center, once to right. Get one down, you have a game. Or right now, just be patient. The on-deck circle afterwards, it goes to Gannon Patton, who has been a big leader today for Premier in the outfield. Could be a potential breaking point in this game. The 1-0 flown foul. Again, just a beautiful complex here at Skeeles Field and just this Akron Athletic Complex. You have a track off to our left and behind, to our right and behind. That's where the softball diamond is. To our right and in front, it's the soccer field. And then, of course, you go more behind and to our left. Beautiful Info Cision Stadium. Of course, taking the place, not on the exact location, but still taking the place of the old Rubber Bowl. One of the great fixtures of Ohio college football. The 2-0 driven foul. It's got 2-2. After Gliozo, it goes to Patton. But a big spot for this defense. If Miller can get the strikeouts, you are 6 outs away from the win. The 2-2 runs inside and nearly hits him. He did the right thing, stood tall. I think he was prepared to get hits, which maybe you advocate for, maybe you don't, but that was a spot that if you could, you take it. Payoff pitch, gloves by Miller. What a snag. The inning is over. I mean, that snag at least saved one run, maybe two. What a play from the pitcher. And again, pitchers are athletes. That's when you have to have on the mound. It's far from an easy play to make. He gets it done. And yet again, just when you think Premier is going to score, PressOn says not so fast. Just a great snag. And then from there, good coordination between him and his first baseman, Ulmer. To the 6th we go. Score remains 4-1. PressOn.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
Will Beachy leads off for PressOn at the top of the 6th inning. Still 4-1 as it has been since the top of the 3rd inning. Beachy, though, a good rip, and it's through into left field. A leadoff base knock for Beachy. Thought about 2, stays at first in the end. Just a great rip altogether. Exactly what you want to see. And now that'll bring us to Trey Miller. But Beachy now 2 for 3 on the day. A great leadoff single, sees the first pitch quite well. And with Branch staying on his leash, definitely very short right now. I would say another hit, then you do kind of have to make that change. It's still manageable. You're down by 3. You're still in this game. Anymore, it could become out of reach, especially with only 6 outs to play with. Throw back to first, not in time. Once again, up next, it is the PA Playmakers versus Beaver Valley, the 4 versus 5 matchup. The lone wild card and the Kent State and Akron invite. The 1-0 fouled away. The winner of that game as well will stick with us for the 1 o'clock game, as NMC will join us for the first time today as they look to go and win this tournament as an undefeated champion. The only undefeated group left, standing at 4-0. Weak chop fouled on the left side. But you go back to the Padres. A great chance to go 4-0. You're not going to beat that 4 runs allowed differential for NMC. But in the end, lost to PressOn. And that's the reason why they're going to have to go and play later, as there's a rundown between first and second. The second of the day for PressOn. And Premier 2 for 2 and killing him. 1 down. It's a weird trait to have, but this team is good at destroying rundowns. You want to be perfect in that category, especially if you can catch it early enough, which is exactly what they did. The Padres still probably would have to be there, but they would have liked to have had that undefeated tag. But it shows they are beatable, and OSF will try to do that at 3:15. The 1-2 fly ball sent into right field, and it is going to be caught. A nice job there by Sapesi. Able to crash in on that one for out number 2. Now, with the bases being cleared as well, you have to really be feeling good about where you sit defensively. Now, again, the offense, you've come close on so many occasions outside of that second inning. You just need to be a little bit more clinical at bat. And I will say one of the big positives for both of these teams, albeit having to travel a little bit more to the other end of this great MAC rivalry. The other teams won't see you live, as this ball, it's gonna be caught. Just hung on and the inning is over. Branch somehow able to snow cone it, and it's a 1-2-3 inning on paper. But going back to it, the other teams that you're going to play don't get to see you live until later in your semifinal. They can watch this, but I think being able to see what they can do, and of course the extras helps, but just a weird pop and caught. Nice snag by Branch. He does get through the 6th inning. Could come out again for the 7th, but a lot of that does hinge on what happens here. To the bottom of the 6th we go. Premier down by 3, looking to chip away at the deficit when we return.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013.
Gannon Patton has been a great asset in the outfield today for Premier, a great center fielder, anchoring down the 3 beyond the infield. Some great plays out there, some good leadership. Now needs to bring it to the plate as he leads off in the bottom of the 6th inning. Patton, Parker, Imke, 5 through 7 due up. As for Ethan Miller, A chance to go and get this complete game. There was no action in the bullpen for PressOn during their at-bats. That could easily change soon. But I wouldn't be surprised just based on how this game is going, based on the fact that neither team has scored since the top of the third inning, that both pitchers are going to see this game out, barring any crazy extensions to their pitch counts, as this one is going to be ruled foul. But Premier, they have come so close on numerous occasions to scoring again. They're only running right now on a passed ball. Just trying to find a way to get creative and scratch across at least one, if not two here, to then make it winnable in the bottom of the seventh inning. Which would be huge considering what happened in that third. To get rid of that third inning, this would be their game. Just shows how close it has been and the reason why it's been such a quick game despite the fact that we do have 5 runs combined. Miller's 1-2, skips it away. Once again, just a beautiful ballpark here at Akron. The turf being put in back in 2021. A $2 million renovation, but a lot of donors coming in and helping them out to make it happen. The 2-2 up the middle, it's off of Miller. He is a little shaken, throwing over to one, won't happen. And it's a leadoff infield single. And now time is quickly called. I think he is okay, but that's one of those that'll definitely sting later on today. Patton gets it done at the end, but I don't think that is what he was drawing up or this Premier offense wanted to draw up either. But Miller, that is going to do it for him. Wasting no time, a quick change is going to be made here. PressOn, they want to make sure they can nail it down. Hunter Miller, the EH, will come on. It's a Miller for Miller swap here at Skeeles. And when we return, still 6 outs to get, but a runaround to deal with for the 6th seed. Can they continue their upset bid? We find out shortly after a word from our sponsors.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
Hunter Miller looks ready to go here for PressOn in the bottom of the 6th inning. 4-1 your score as you are watching Elite Midwest Classic Baseball on the SmeeSports YouTube channel. Once again, I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this morning, live from Skeeles Field on the campus of the University of Akron. Beautiful downtown Akron coming a different way today as I believe Exchange is closed for some renovations. But I do feel like just for now, I could be wrong, as I'm sure the Akron natives can probably point out. And also, it was early this morning, but the traffic to get to Skeeles Field and even earlier on this year, Canal Park, was a lot more manageable than it has been in years past. Could just be me. Could be an accurate thing, but it's been a lot easier, which is nice. The 1-0 is to the backstop. And Patton will easily take seconds. Could think about 3, but we'll say put it 2. The pass balls definitely could come back and haunt this PressOn team, along with those runners stranded earlier on. And beyond that, the 2 runners who were picked off. But a 1-1 count on Parker, the first baseman. Miller sets and fires a strike on the outer portion of the zone. As well, make sure you stick with us after our final commercial break today, as we will announce our player of the game, presented by CrossFit Strongsville. Here's the 1-2. High and out. Of course, that'll be the way it goes for every single game today. But excited to see this Kent State and Akron invite action coming up next. Just depends on what the start time is, and we'll go from there. As of right now, I would guess around 10:45. It's still on the table, as if we're done in the next 15 to 20 minutes, then yes, it would be. But again, a lot of it just depends on how this inning goes. The 2-2, did he go? We'll see as the throwback is not in time. He wants to check it. No. I agree with the call. I was kind of surprised he wasn't checking, and then he did check, which is always what you do. It's not like a challenge where you only have 2 per game. You could check to an extent most pitches. Payoff pitch there for ball 4. But you have to do it to the point where you don't, of course, annoy the umpires. That was a clear one. Hey, maybe he went. If he did, there's an out. Instead, 2 on, none down for Ethan Imke. Fielder's choice in a pop-out so far. But as a 3 seed Premier, this is their chance to get back in the game. Again, 2 on to begin an inning. They just need something to fall. That's been the big issue for them today. You go back a few innings, walk in a single to lead it off, then 2 hard flyouts and a fielder's choice. They can get runners on. They just need to be more clinical in this spot. And just like the last time, fly ball into right field, and it will be caught for out number 1. So this easily could become Groundhog Day for this Premier offense. Again, they just need something to go their way. A lucky bounce, a lucky fall, or just a great piece of hitting. And now Isaac Hinton will step in. A walk and a strikeout so far for him today. And as well had an early catch out and left. That time he takes strike 1. Premier, they need to be aggressive, yes, but again, they need to be patient and wait for their opportunity. But only 5 outs to play with to get that opportunity. The 0-1 again connects. Hunter Miller settling in here after a rocky-ish start on the mound for the PressOn Athletics. Can he get back-to-back outs here? The 0-2 says not so fast. In the on-deck circle after Hinton, it goes to Milo Ruby. And then back to the top of the order we go for a 4th go-around. Miller's 1-2. Good block from Schleball. And no advancement from the runners. Patton thought about it. He did make a couple of stutters over towards 3rd. But if he did go, I think Schleball would have easily had him. It's one of those, okay, teammates need to communicate it. Here's the 2-2, swing and a miss. Just like the last time, 2 on to begin, then back-to-back outs. Now it's Milo Ruby's turn. Premier needs to come out of this inning with something. And actually, instead of Ruby, it'll be David Pezraza coming on for the first time. The rising junior out of Amherst Steel High School. A chance here for him to change the trajectory of this game. A swing and a miss gets him going. In the top of the 7th for PressOn, they will bring in Taggart, Schleball, and Mast. 7 through 9 due up, trying to hang on to this 4-1 lead. Could be a different lead once we see them, but they're trying to make it where it stays that way. The 0-1, Pederazza will foul it back. Just like that again, PressOn is 1 strike away from getting out of an early jam. 2 runners on to begin. Premier is running the risk of having nothing to show for it. What a big out this would be for Hunter Miller. Instead, it will hit Pederazza, and the bases will be loaded for Alex Sepsi. And for Sepesi so far today, it has been walk, walk, walk. Over with 3 walks, 3 total bases. An interesting stat line for him. This one needs to be hit, or if he walks again, well, guess what? It's 4-2. And I think Premier definitely would take that as well. As for PressOn, just do what has kept it this way. Swing and a miss to begin from Skeeles. You can't change how you play defensively because your back is against the wall. To an extent, maybe with some tactics of, hey, the ball's going here opposed to here. But overall, schematically, you have to stay par for the course. And they have so far. The 0-1, Skeeles gets jammed up, and it's fouled away. Not the first time he has said 0-2 today and has made something happen. Just like the last at-bat, one strike away from getting out of a big inning, and this one definitely would be the most impressive for PressOn. A 4-1 in the wild card, a chance to go to the semifinals of the Elite Midwest Classic on the line. And Premier will have another chance here. Skeeles takes ball one. After him, it's Sefcik, then Seidner. 3 hits total today for Premier. They need more than that. The 1-2 wide again. As for Schleibel, he needs to put on a show behind the plate. If anything looks to be going awry, he needs to knock it down immediately. No time to dilly-dally at this point in the game. You have the lead, yes, but you also do have that pressure. The 2-2 fouled back. Skeeles stays alive. If he somehow walks for a 4th time today, that would just be such an impressively weird stat line. Because he would end 4 for 4 with, or not even 4 for 4, he would end 0 for 0 with 4 walks and an RBI. If it happens, more power to him. We'll see if he can get it done or get a single as the infield is way back. He'll be full. From 0-2 to full for the 2nd time today. Runners will be in motion again. The infield, plenty of depth. They don't want anything to escape. Full count 3-2 on Alexander Skeeles. Can Premier score for the first time since the 2nd? Skeeles, good drive into right field, and it is going to be caught. An excellent job in right field by Bezzosi to track it down, and the inning is over. If that ball got down, Skeeles would have probably tied it. That is a game-saving catch out and right. Excellent composure to get there quick enough. And again, this PressOn team, backs against the wall defensively. They continue to make play after play, and they keep it 4-1 entering the 7th at Skeeles Field.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
PressOn up by 3, a great 3rd inning offensively, but that's not the story here today. Inning after inning, Premier, great opportunities, so many good chances to go and tie up the game. PressOn has allowed nothing. The only run allowed came in the bottom of the 2nd inning on a pass ball, and they have allowed 3 base hits. They have been great today defensively. The 1-0 fouled away by Colton Taggart. It'll go 7 through 9, Taggart, Schleibel, and Mast this inning for PressOn. And they can do what their name suggests with a win here and press on to the semifinals over at Schoonover Stadium. of this Elite Midwest Classic. The 1-1, a weak poke right, back up to the mound. It's 1 up, 1 down. So a quick start to the inning as Branch once again will stay on for Premier. As I think at this point he is going to be their guy, assuming he does not exceed any pitch count that is in place for him, whether it be via the competition or via his team. But if they do come back and win, you do save some pitching, which is vital. And he hasn't been bad. Again, you look at the way this game has gone, based on the box score and based on the hits that we have seen, and just kind of the base runners in general, you'd probably think Premier was more in this game. Just 1 inning got away from this team. That was it. You get rid of that 1 inning, different game. And probably a game that's over. But they'll have to keep that in mind going forward, as there is strike 1. 12-5 entering play today. They have played a lot of games already. If they're 12-6 on June 21st, though, that's not the end of the world. It's not a terrible result. However, if they can get up to 13-5, even better. Already in a great spot in the OPL to go and win that division, as there is going to be a hit by a pitch against Schleball. So the catcher will take his base for the second time today. 1 for 1, 2 hit by pitches. And we'll see here as Premier will go and call time. Just kind of based on the way they're doing it, this could be it for him. And I'll kind of assume that is the case. But we'll see here what they end up doing, as this could just be a simple way of calming him down. And yep, that'll be his day done and dusted. Branch, 6 1/3 innings of work. Kept Premier in this game. Kept it going against a strong press-on offense. But now he'll turn it over to a reliever when we return, as you are watching Elite Midwest Classic Baseball on the SmeeSports YouTube channel.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
As expected, Spencer Sefcik is the man coming on to pitch. He is all ready to go here. Runner on, 1 down, top of the 7th. 4-1 PressOn currently on top, as they have been since the top of the 3rd. You just look at the way this game has gone, though. Inning after inning of good defense since that top of the 3rd inning. It's been a while since we've seen a run, but it hasn't been a while since we have seen a team threaten. That could definitely be a sign of things to come later on today. It'll be interesting to see how this next game goes. Again, Beaver Valley and PA playmakers have been here for quite a while. They've been waiting in the wings for their game to begin. Of course, scheduled for 10:45. Right now, they could start at 10:45. I'm leaning towards a 10:50 to 11 start time, most likely for them. We'll just kind of see how this one ends, though, to get a better idea. The 1-1, take it for strike 2. Again, just a beautiful day for baseball. The clouds are out, yes, but the sun isn't blisteringly hot. It is manageable. We'll take it while we can get it. The 1-2 is wide. Again, I believe until the end of June it is supposed to be cooler, and I don't even know if we'll hit the 80s until the end of June. Now, once July comes, it'll probably be Satan's Inferno, but we'll take the win of 70 and calm while we can. Here's the 2-2. Good line drive into left field and down. Timely hitting again for PressOn. Their offense is figuring it out again here in the top of the 7th inning. Mass will get his first base hit of the day, and that'll bring us to Lucas Miller in the 10th spot. Excellent hitting, takes it the other way. They need insurance. If they can at least get one run here, you're feeling a lot more confident entering the bottom of the 7th inning. And from my standpoint, I would feel a lot more confident in this team as well, heading into the bottom of the 7th. But I wouldn't be surprised if Premier comes out with everything they have to at least contend for a few runs. I think they'll get close, if not get it done. This Premier team, you cannot sleep on them. They are 12-5 for a reason. I think you have two just great teams here. Maybe if they play later on in the season, then it will be a different result. But again, for a group representing the OPL, they're looking quite good. And I, assuming that they're going to play in the tournament, would venture to say we'll see them again. We'll see this Premier group once more at Lakewood High School in a few weeks' time. I would venture to say that with relative confidence as they look for an OPL title, which, if they get, I wouldn't be shocked. The 0-2, a good line drive from Miller into left field, and it's going to get down for extra bases. That is the insurance swing that PressOn has been looking for. One run will score. It's an RBI double for Miller. Make it 5-1 PressOn. Lucas Miller has done it. This time, a clear RBI for him. The first was an error. This one, no doubt about it. Just a perfect swing. It's taken a while to figure it out. But now that they have this offense, they are back. And they are coming back with a vengeance. And now we go to the top with Hunter Miller, the pitcher. And it's a sharp grounder up the middle and through into center field. One run will score. Miller, he will come around from second. The play at the plate is not in time. Thrown out to second. They will get him there. But it is now 7-1. PressOn. They needed a big inning, and they got it. It'll be a 2 RBI single for Hunter Miller. 2 for 4 on the day, 2 RBIs, and a chance to come on and go for the save. As he came on in a closer game within save range. But the bases are now clear. The job has been done. Ethan Miller coming in after the dust settles. But if you're PressOn, you have to feel very confident now about where you sit in this game and just what you've done to get here in the first place. You've played some really competitive ball today, and you deserve this one as it's through again into left field. So another perfect base hit. The bats have exploded late as Ethan Miller gets his first base hit of the day, bringing us to Brooks Bezzosi. And for Brooks, sac fly earlier on today, but that's not the key thing to look at with him. The catch that he had to end the bottom of the 6th inning, if that ball gets down, we're tied at 4. Made an amazing grab. And now going forward is a big reason why his team is in line for the 6-run win. Again, not a guarantee, but we'll see what ends up happening here. Once again, up next, the PA Playmakers and Beaver Valley do battle again. 10:45-ish start time, probably looking more towards 10:50 to 11. Another good swing. This time it's foul. Not about how you start, about how you finish. Sometimes you say, where was this offense earlier? But in this case, you're probably thinking, okay, we have a trip to Kent. Let's keep this going when we go to Schoonover. Assuming this holds, this 6th seed is going to give somebody a problem, as they'll take on the number 2 seed. The 1-1 line drive into left center field, and it is going to get down again for extra bases. The Kraken has been unleashed by PressOn in the 7th. 1 run will score. The relay to third is not in time. It's an RBI triple for Brooks Bezzosi. Make it 8-1 PressOn. It is a 4 spot for the 2nd time today. They figured it out when it mattered most. Premier again got so close, but yet so far in the end. And now it's Beachy's turn to try and keep this inning going. Again, the 6th was a 1-2-3 inning. Stark contrast here. The PressOn Athletics trying to shock a few teams. Again, if they were playing in a different tournament, they would have been outs. Another good fly ball deep to right field. This one, though, will be tracked down, and it's caught to end the inning. A nice job out there by Skeeles to get it, but the damage more than done by the PressOn Athletics. They played 4 in the top of the 7th inning. To the bottom we go. 3 outs to play with for Premier, Sefcik, Seidner, and Gliozo trying to keep it going for the 3 seed.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
Three outs to play with. The magic number 3 for the PressOn Athletics. This 3 versus 6 matchup has lived up to the hype. 8-1 your score. A big top of the 7th inning from PressOn. Once again, stick with us after our final commercial break as we will announce our player of the game presented by CrossFit Strongsville. Definitely a lot of names standing out for this PressOn team as of late, but definitely one guy, in my opinion, that does deserve the honor the most. Typically an offensive award, which it will be still, in parts. But a big defensive aspect is a part of it too, assuming this result holds, but that's all I'll say on that. Swing and a miss there from Sefcik. 2 through 4 for Premier. 3 outs to play with, down by 7. Trying to come back in miraculous fashion and take one away from PressOn as they look to advance to the next round. The 1-2, lobbed high and wide. For those just getting with us, buckle up. It's going to be a fun day of baseball altogether as we flip on over to the Kent State/Akron invites after this. We'll have all the championship round games here. The 2-2, foul back. Believe it or not, only the second time this baseball season that we are covering a championship round. Well, third, technically. We did 2 of the same one over with the Tim Lally Memorial Diamond League Tournament. But last weekend, bad storms. We decided to say, not today, and it was the right call as Sefcik puts this one into center field, but directly out to Miller, 1 down. But we do apologize for the lack of games last weekend again. Circumstances beyond our control knocked us out of last Saturday morning. And then last Sunday, the storms, again, that John Carroll box, really wouldn't have done much good as we've been cleaning up in the rain with tornado warnings coming in. So I opted to kind of stay clear of that as it was the right call. And of course, you look back, we did 4 games on Wednesday. Because of that, we didn't do game 5 because of the rain, which did come. But now 5 more today as overall, we will have done 15 games this week. We did 2 on Monday, 2 on Tuesday, 4 on Wednesday, 2 on Thursday. So that gets us to 10. This is game number 11 of the week. And when it's all said and done, we'll be at 15. One of our busiest weeks of the summer. And just in general, one of our busiest weeks, period. I don't think we ever topped 14. I think 14 was the biggest, so 15, it'll be a new record. Of course, basketball does help that out, so baseball-wise, only 10, so take that as you will. Miller's 1-2, a little bit low. After Seidner, it goes to Gliozo, the third baseman. 8-1, PressOn in the driver's seat. The 2-2, swing and a miss. Hunter Miller gets his first strikeout of the day. And PressOn 1 out away from getting out of here with an upset win in the 3 versus 6 matchup. And I did misspeak earlier. This is not the lowest seed that is still around, as there is a 7 seed playing a 2 seed. So 7 in the end make it. But again, you look at the way this bracket worked out. If this was the Akron and Kent invite, this PressOn team wouldn't even have made it to today. Only the top 5 in that tournament. The 1-0 misses inside. Again, we'll have some games coming up this week, but focusing here, we'll make decisions on next week, probably later on today or tomorrow. We'll go from there. I believe we'll be off tomorrow and then go to Tuesday. Which as of right now, our plan is release baseball in the WRCL once again at BW. And then from there, we'll see what ends up happening the rest of the week, as we'll probably be somewhere midweek. And then again, next Sunday, probably Kent. The 3-0 is there for strike 1. And once we go later into the summer, we'll make our way down to Munson a few times as well. Here's the 3-1. Ground ball over towards short and third. Picked up at short. Throw on over to 1 is in time. And that is going to do it. Down 1-0 early. PressOn comes back to score the next 8 runs. And they will be advancing in the Elite Midwest Classic. 8-1 your final in this wild card matchup. When we return, we will announce our player of the game presented by CrossFit Strongsville as you are watching Elite Midwest Classic Baseball on the SmeeSports YouTube channel.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
8-1 your final score in game number 1 of 5 today at Skeeles Field. PressOn advances to the semifinals of the Elite Midwest Classic. Your player of the game presented by CrossFit Strongsville belongs to Brooks Bezzosi. Total of 2 RBIs today, 1 on a sac fly earlier on in the day, an RBI triple in the top of the 7th. But the main reason why he is your player of the game, you look at that catch in the bottom of the 6th inning. That ball gets down, it's a tie game. And then from there, when in Rome, Premier can come out and play a few more and take the lead and potentially go out and win the game. Big catch from Brooks Bezzosi. He is your player of the game presented by CrossFit Strongsville. Well deserving of that honor. First of 5 players to get that honor today. Of course, we could have repeats, but to top his efforts today, it'll definitely be difficult. But it's time on over to flip over to game link number 2, tournament number 2. We say farewell to the Elite Midwest Classic and hello to the Kent State and Akron invite. Up next is the 4-seed PA Playmakers looking to make a play at the championship against the number 5 seed Beaver Valley, as you are watching the Elite Midwest Classic Baseball Tournament on the SmeeSports YouTube channel in partnership with the 965 Midwest Tournament Challenge. And now you'll be watching the Kent State and Akron invite on SmeeSports. Should be a fun matchup. Time to flip on over. And again, I am Nathan Smee saying so long for now from Skeeles Field. It's go time. We'll crown, for the second time this year, a Kent State and Akron invite champion.